Good evening, South Tama Trojan fans. Welcome back to basketball coverage here in Trojan Country Land. Tonight we have a non-conference matchup between South Tama and Marquette Catholic. And we're just about to have the national anthem here live in the Round House. We're going to take a quick pause for that, and we'll be right back with the tip-off.
You think I'm crazy? I think it's a game. I'm just thinking brainwave short of being insane. See ya, this white coat, she don't fit very well. Her sleeves are a bit too long, couldn't you tell? Custom made. No, I said I didn't mean to offend you. Don't take it too hard. I'm only moments away from coming apart. I'm pretty sure of leaving this resort. My brainwaves seem to twist and contort. Well, if you only knew what my mind's going through, I'd be out there instead of you.
All right, welcome back in. We're live from the STC Round House tonight. Darvin Graham here with you on the call for tonight's varsity action. Girls varsity set to start here in a moment. Your starters, we're going to jump right into things here tonight. Your starters for the South Tama Trojans. Number 4, Jeanette Cervantes. She's a 5'8" sophomore forward. Number 5, junior forward Kayla Heck. Number 14, junior guard Takaya Rosenberger. Number 35, junior forward Sienna Defoe. And senior center, number 40, Arrow Lions. For the visiting Marquette Catholic girls varsity team, it's going to be number 10, Skylar Sieverding, number 20, Elise Kilberg, number 22, Josie Kinsley, 42, Gwen Schroeder, and 50, Megan Kramer. Here's Schroeder and Cervantes for the tip. The tip goes out of bounds into the Marquette Catholic end of things. And last touch by South Tama, so Marquette will start with the ball here in this first possession. Loose ball after a tip away there and a steal for Arrow Lions. Now here's Takaya Rosenberger with the ball up the court, trying to pass inside, stripped away by Megan Kramer. And on the other end, it's number 20, Elise Kilberg, finishing off the fast break for 2. First points of the game go to Marquette. And we've got a foul as the Trojans tried to work the ball up the court. Kayla Heck and Gwen Schroeder fighting for the ball near half-court line. Foul is on Schroeder, her first. Now here's Rosenberger driving on the right side. Kicks it back out to Cervantes in the high post. Down low to Heck. Defoe dribbles it off her foot, and turnover gives it back to Marquette. Bringing it up the court here is Elise Kilberg. She's a senior guard for Marquette. She passes off to Josie Kinsley. Kinsley's 3 is off the mark. Rebound goes to South Tama. And here come the Trojans. Again, it's Rosenberger from the right side, driving into traffic. Gets it stripped away. Steal, Marquette on the fast break now. It's Sieverding from the right side, dumps it off to Kilberg. Down low to Kramer. Kramer from the high post, dribbles right. Sieverding thought about a 3. Driving inside, loses her footing, and a foul is called against South Tama. Skylar Sieverding, a sophomore guard. Foul's called on Jeanette Cervantes, her first. Team first for South Tama. And so Marquette will inbound, long inbound pass to Sieverding. A couple feet beyond the three-point line. They work it down low. And a jump ball is called as Schroeder and Heck got tangled up. Possession arrow goes to the Trojans. So they'll force the change of possession here. Again, it's Rosenberger forcing it right. She gets trapped near the half-court line. It gets tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Marquette. First action of the year here for these two teams. South Tama coming in 1-8. Marquette Catholic coming in 8-1. Marquette coming from the Tri-Rivers East Conference over in Bellevue, just south of Dubuque a little ways. Here's Sienna Defoe into a double team, has the ball stripped away. Loose ball picked up by Kilberg. Kilberg one-on-one against Cervantes, and Cervantes will be called for the blocking foul. Kilberg will go up for 2 free throws. Kilberg's first off the front of the rim. Into the game for Marquette is number 24, Maya Oliver. Checks in for Sieverding. Oliver, a 5'8" junior forward. And for the Trojans, it's going to be Emma Harwick checking in for Jeanette Cervantes. Second shot for Kilberg, but a whistle as Heck and Schroeder got into the lane early, and we'll see who it's going to get called on here. They were kind of, I believe Schroeder was called for Marquette there for a lane violation before that free throw shot got put up. And so that turns it over. No, excuse me, I had it the other way around. Heck got called for the lane violation. Inbound pass is stripped away, and a turnover gives it back to South Tama. Rosenberger trying to pass it to Heck, has the ball tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Kilberg. And now Heck will inbound from the sideline. Early game kind of jitters, if you want to call them that here. Both teams just trying to find any kind of rhythm. There's Defoe getting a best-looking shot for South Tama of the night. It banks off the backboard, no good. Kilberg trying on the fast break again. And she draws another foul underneath the hoop. Foul on Emma Harwick, her first personal. Third team foul for the Trojans. Sieverding coming back into the game now, checking in for Maya Oliver. Paige Krosky checks in for Takaya Rosenberger. Krosky, a freshman guard. And so Marquette ready to inbound here from their own hoop. Inbound pass to Sieverding, open for a 3. Off the mark, Krosky the rebound. She's going to sprint it up the court, driving it hard up the right side. Trying to get it down low to Heck, and Heck will draw a foul. Foul's going to be on Megan Kramer. Kramer, the junior center for Marquette. Her first personal. Second team foul for Marquette Catholic. Inbound pass to Krosky. Heck, now Defoe from beyond the three-point line. Trojans looking to pass it around. 20 seconds on the shot clock here. Heck gathers, shoots. Shot is off the mark. Krosky gets the offensive rebound. Trojans back with another possession here. Another shot for Heck off the back of the rim, no good. Krosky another loose ball rebound. She puts up her own shot. Defoe the rebound. Trojans doing a nice job here on the offensive glass. Defoe getting double teamed, and a jump ball will be called after Kinsley and Kilberg got Defoe kind of trapped in the far corner. Trojans with the arrow. They keep it on their side. Defoe trying to make some room. And she draws a foul on Josie Kinsley, the junior guard from Marquette. Heck to inbound from underneath her own hoop. Gets it to Krosky. Defoe, three-pointer off the front of the rim. Harwick the rebound. And her comebacker is no good. Another foul. Foul on Arrow Lions on the scramble for the loose ball there. Lions' fourth team foul for South Tama. And Kilberg now bringing it up the court, guarded by Heck. Three-pointer, hard off the backboard, no good. Sieverding gets the rebound, or no, Schroeder gets the rebound. And she's fouled by Defoe. First personal for Defoe. And Gwen Schroeder at the line for 2 as it was a shooting foul. She makes the first. That's just the third point of the game here. Halfway into this first quarter. Schroeder's second goes through. South Tama struggling to move the ball as they have in some previous matchups. Krosky gets it stripped away by Sieverding. Sieverding sprints ahead on the fast break. No one in front of her, and she easily finishes at the hoop for 2. South Tama moving it up the court nicely. Arrow Lions puts up a shot. No good. Heck the rebound, but Defoe is there with a little putback for 2. First points of the night for the Trojans. There's a steal by Harwick underneath the basket. And a foul is going to be called on Schroeder. Trying to scramble for that ball that was kind of taken away from her there. Schroeder picks up 2. And she will head to the bench for Corey Kinsley. Kinsley, a 5'6" junior guard. So Marquette giving up a little bit of size here. Trojans getting it up the court again. Lions with the little 2-foot shot, and Defoe again with the cleanup. Sienna Defoe doing some good work underneath the hoop, anticipating where the ball's going to go, and able to get a couple easy ones underneath. Three-pointer by Kilberg, rattles in, good. Elise Kilberg has 5, and Marquette leading by 5. There's a steal. Sieverding takes it away from Harwick near the half-court line, and Sieverding finishes at the hoop. She's got 4. And Marquette just moving the ball simply better than South Tama right at the moment. Harwick and Kinsley tumble to the ground. Jump ball is called, so that'll be Marquette ball. Oliver checks out for number 44, who just shot a 3. That's Addison Plossel. Shots off the mark. Sieverding the rebound. She gets it down low to Kramer. Kramer really advantaged down low. 5'11", junior center. Easily the biggest, most kind of athletic-looking body under the hoop here tonight. Belle Johansson checks in for South Tama as Kayla Heck goes to the bench. Inbound pass right to Sieverding. She tries a 3 off the mark. Kilberg tracks it down. Long 2 off the front of the rim. And Kramer is covered up. A jump ball is called as she was looking for the foul. A couple of South Tama players did a nice job recognizing where their hands were at, and a timeout's called. South Tama.
Located in the heart of corn and cattle country, Iowa Premium procures and processes only corn-fed Black Angus cattle that come hand-selected from family farms in Iowa and neighboring states. As Tama County's largest employer, the team at Iowa Premium are an anchor, not only in the beef industry, but throughout eastern and central Iowa. Iowa Premium, a national beef company.
All All right, welcome back out of the timeout. South Tama trailing against Marquette Catholic here 11-4 with just over 2 minutes to go left in the first quarter. This is the first of two varsity games here. We've got boys varsity coming up right after this. Here's Arrow Lions missing a shot underneath the hoop for South Tama. Loose ball gets tipped out of bounds by South Tama, and Marquette will inbound and bring it back up the court. They get it down low to Kramer. Kramer gets double teamed, and she travels, turns it over. Johansson inbound to Harwick. Krosky again trapped near the half-court line. Getting it to Defoe. Now back out to Krosky. Harwick. Krosky dribbling right, picks it up near the baseline. Loose pass, tipped around, stolen away by Plossel. Now Sieverding underneath the hoop, nowhere to go, kicks it out. She gets the ball back. Plossel from the free throw line, hard off the backboard. Harwick tracks down the rebound for South Tama. And the Trojans looking to score here. A lot of missed shots on both sides, despite, you know, a more confident-looking Marquette team in their possessions. But South Tama has done a good job to kind of alter things defensively. Krosky misses a shot from just beyond the free throw line. Loose ball picked up by Marquette. Kramer down low. Posting up one-on-one, no good, but she gets her own rebound and buckets the comebacker for two. Megan Kramer's first points of the day. 13-4 as we're just at the 30-second mark here in the first. Emma Harwick picks it up, dumps it off to Krosky. Baseline shot for Paige Krosky off the front of the rim, no good. A foul before Marquette can get it up the other end, but we're going to have bonus shots here as South Tama now their 7th team foul. It's going to be against Emma Harwick. She's got 3 already. And so bonus shots coming the rest of the way for the entire second quarter here for Marquette. Only 4 team fouls for the visiting team. 1-1. For Kilberg, first shot, no good. Loose ball tipped around, Johansson the rebound. Under 20 seconds to go. Elena Ignawana in. She goes to the deck to try and save a loose ball. And Kinsley comes away with it. Jump ball. And now Marquette has 10 seconds to put a possession together. Kilberg working against Heck. Bad pass there down low. Ball stripped away by Kayla. One-handed heave, that will do it for quarter number 1. South Tama trails 13-4 after the first quarter. We'll be right back after this.
Medicap Pharmacy in Toledo offers free medication packaging and free delivery to surrounding areas. With convenient drive-up service and hours on Saturday morning, Medicap Pharmacy is always there for you. Visit with pharmacist Derek Townsend and his team by calling 484-6198 or stop by their location across from Fairway in Toledo. Medicap Pharmacy, locally owned and expertly operated. S&S Car Wash provides both automatic and hand wash services as well as detailing for your vehicle. S&S Car Wash, your local car wash destination with convenient locations in Toledo and Tama. "2022 marks the 95th year in business for the State Bank of Toledo since opening in 1927. The State Bank of Toledo is Trojan Country's hometown bank, supporting its customers with loyal, friendly, and fair customer service. With 2 convenient locations, a full-service investment center, 24-hour ATM service, and online banking, you can't go wrong making State Bank of Toledo your financial services choice. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
All right, welcome back into the start of the second quarter. South Tama and Marquette Catholic here in action, live from the Roundhouse in Tama. South Tama's first possession ends in a steal. Megan Kramer strips it away near the free throw line, and she just takes it herself up the court for a fast break and a layup for two. 15-4 now. Kramer with 4. Kind of not a one-person show here for Marquette so far. The scoring has come from a few different places. Skylar Sieverding with 4 after the first quarter. Elise Kilberg with a field goal and a three-pointer for 5. And Megan Kramer, after that last shot, now has 4. So we've got a foul against South Tama. They're, of course, in the bonus now. Gwen Schroeder goes to the line for a 1-and-1. Foul is against Belle Johansson. First one is good. Schroeder is 3 for 3 so far at the line, but also is working with 2 fouls. So one of the leading scorers coming into tonight's matchup. Gwen Schroeder makes the second. She's got 4. Trojans get it behind the defense. Arrow Lions unable to finish at the rim with an open look, though. And Marquette Catholic turns it over themselves on the other end. Both teams maybe working a little too quick or working ahead of themselves. Lions will go to the bench. Peyton Vandewall comes in for South Tama. And a travel called against South Tama. Kayla Heck, I believe, got whistled for it there. So another turnover. Gives it back to Marquette. Kilberg in the half court to Sieverding. Sieverding's pass is stripped away, stolen by Vandewall. Now Heck sprinting up the left side of the court. She has it stolen away. Kilberg sprinting. Fast break against Krosky. Drives, gets the bucket and the foul. And I think it's going to be the 9th team foul for South Tama. So they're already nearing double bonus territory. Paige Krosky's first. And Kilberg buckets the free throw. And she's got 8, leading all scorers here. Vandewall with a shot underneath. South Tama's getting some open looks down low, but the post player is unable to finish after they kind of outlet pass it in front of the Marquette defense. And Ignawana is going to be called for a foul underneath the Marquette basket against Josie Kinsley. 2 shots coming here for Kinsley and Marquette. First one off the mark. First personal for Elena Ignawana, the senior guard for the Trojans. Here's the second shot. Also no good. Megan Kramer gets the rebound. Her putback attempt is no good, and Kayla Heck wrestles down the second rebound attempt there. Takaya Rosenberger back into the game, charging up the right sideline. Gets a layup to go for 2. Rosenberger's first points tonight. Breaks a long scoring drought for South Tama. Sienna Defoe had scored 2 buckets early on, and Rosenberger's basket there here in the second makes it 6, but a foul against South Tama is going to put Skylar Sieverding at the line for 2 shots. First one's good. Foul is against Rosenberger, so she kind of gets one, takes one away. And the lead to 14 now. Sieverding's next shot, also good. as Marquette's been kind of punishing South Tama at the free throw line for these early fouls. Travel called against South Tama. We'll turn it back over to Marquette, and a timeout's called. Marquette Law Office in Toledo is a proud Trojan Country sponsor and supporter of STC activities. Attorney Mike Marquette and the staff at Marquette Law Office are here to help during life's most challenging moments. The attorneys at Marquette Law specialize in a variety of areas, including family law, criminal defense, real estate, and civil litigation. With a growing staff of legal professionals, there's a good chance Marquette Law can handle your case. Marquette Law. We care, we listen, we can help. Call 641-484-1001 or visit tamalaw.com for more. Coming out of the timeout, South Tama trailing 21-6 against Marquette Catholic in this non-conference early January matchup. South Tama whistled for a foul underneath the Marquette basket. It's going to be Vandy Wall rung up for the charge. Her first personal. Well into the double bonus for South Tama as Schroeder misses her first shot. We've got boys varsity action coming your way after this girls game, so make sure to stick around or check back in a little bit later if you're looking for boys action. Schroeder's second shot goes through. She's had nothing but free throws tonight. So like three-quarter press getting put on here by Marquette. Trojans get it up the court. Ignawana. Jumper is off the mark. Defoe. Baseline, it's good. Sienna Defoe has been the only Trojan to find a jump shot or any kind of shot here tonight in this first half. Here's Megan Kramer against the double team, the foul, and the bucket. And that's just the difficulty of Defoe standing 5'7", having to work down low against a 5'11" post player in Megan Kramer, who is a legitimate big down low. That's kind of the prototype. And South Tama's really does not have a player built like that. Another jump ball. South Tama struggling to get it up the court again. It's going to be Marquette's ball now after the arrow goes to them. And some little errant shot there by Kramer underneath the hoop. Loose ball goes to Kayla Heck. Rosenberger bringing it up the court. Tried to get it down low to Ignawana. The pass gets stolen away. Sieverding, one-on-one against Rosenberger. Picks it up near the three-point line. Kilberg, blowing past Rosenberger. Gets it down low to Schroeder, and Schroeder draws another foul and gets the bucket. And foul is on Sienna Defoe. She's got 3. And that's a critical foul here as South Tama's still got 4.5 minutes to go in this first half. Sienna Defoe, the only has 6 of South Tama's 8 points here tonight. Schroeder makes the and 1 bucket. Schroeder with 8. Her and Kilberg both leading their team. Sieverding stealing it on the inbound pass. Can't quite pull it in. And so it goes out of bounds. South Tama turns it over again, though. Kayla Heck tried a little baseball pass to get it up the court quickly, and it gets stolen away by Schroeder. Marquette down low with Kilberg, and she draws a foul and will go to the line. Foul is on Jenna Meyer. Junior just came into the game. First shot is no good for Kilberg. Krosky checks in for Vandy Wall. And Josie Kinsley comes in for Maya Oliver. Kilberg's second shot, no good. Kramer comes away with the rebound and put back for 2. Rosenberger charging up the court. Shot's no good. Meyer the rebound. Her putback attempt is no good. Kilberg the rebound. She drives it hard up the right side. Gets it to Kinsley. Kilberg, 3. Air ball, but Schroeder comes up with the rebound, keeping the possession alive and takes it hard to the rack and comes up with a couple points. Gwen Schroeder with another 2. Another jump ball as the Trojans get tangled up near half court. Kilberg will go to the bench for a breather. As Marquette building a dominant lead here in the first half. Into the game is number 40, Kaylin Thompson. Thompson almost stripped it away from Heck. Heck dribbles down the baseline. Gets it to Rosenberger. Rosenberger fired a shot but didn't have her feet set, and it gets stolen away by Marquette Catholic. Kinsley on the other side. Tiptoes around the baseline. They get it down low to Schroeder. Schroeder into a double team, puts up a shot, and will go to the line for 2. Foul is on Jenna Meyer, her second. And Schroeder puts in another one. And the second one's no good, but Kramer working hard on the offensive glass. Comes down with the rebound. Her putback attempt is off the mark, and Meyer comes down with the rebound. Krosky almost went over and back there, but the Trojans get it into the half court. Kayla Heck along 2. Air ball, no good. Sieverding now on the half court for Marquette. Her pass is off the mark. And they go into the backcourt. Backcourt violation called against Marquette Catholic. And South Tama is going to call a timeout. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to Trojan Country.
As partners in the community, Salt Creek Wind Project is committed to supporting Tama County's growth in a way that benefits all residents. Construction on the project will bring hundreds of new opportunities for Tama County's workforce and will allow workers to gain valuable, transferable skills. Hundreds of millions of dollars in tax revenue generated by the project will help improve county services such as schools, roads, and emergency response. And the clean, emission-free power generated will support a more reliable delivery system in the county and beyond. To learn more about Salt Creek Wind or to join our coalition of supporters, visit saltcreekwindproject.com.
Welcome back in live from the STC Round House. It is the start of the 2023 basketball season. Here tonight as South Tama is hosting Marquette Catholic from the Tri-Rivers Conference all the way over near the Mississippi River, making the 2-hour and 15-minute trek over to Tama this evening to get a little basketball action in. I would imagine both schools have not started classes yet for the 23 calendar year. Nonetheless, we're glad we've got a little doubleheader here to get you 2 games in the same night. That's always a good thing. South Tama trailing 33-8, and they have the ball here in the half court with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the second quarter. Kayla Heck's jumper from the right side, air ball's no good. Marquette Catholic comes down with the rebound. Thompson for Marquette passes it down low to Schroeder to Kramer. And Kramer finishes at the rim for 2. Megan Kramer, the 5'11" junior, with 11 points, along with Gwen Schroeder, also 11. South Tama called for traveling underneath their own hoop. Arrow Lions will check in for Jenna Meyer. And I think the official wasn't, signal it was okay to start there, so we're going to restart here again. Aubrey Dolezal comes in for South Tama. Thompson passing down the baseline. Gets it to Schroeder, and Schroeder is immediately fouled by Dolezal. Dolezal picks up foul number 1. And Schroeder back at the line. Puts in her first of 2 free throws. Second one for Schroeder is good. She's got 13 to lead Marquette Catholic here in the first half. Here's the Trojans now with Paige Krosky. Long two-pointer from the right side, no good. Elena Ignawanuk scrambling for the rebound. Loose ball picked up by Kinsley. Marquette Catholic now on the fast break. Schroeder against Dolezal in the double team. Shot is no good. Loose ball, scramble. Pops out near the three-point line, and Kinsley tracks it down, and Marquette Catholic have another possession here. Kinsley to Thompson. And that is number 12, Kaylin Scrivseth, in off the bench for Marquette Catholic. Under a minute here left in the first half. Trojans have struggled to move the ball, struggled to score here against Marquette Catholic today. And Ignawanuk almost has it stripped away by Kinsley, but it's a jump ball before the turnover could happen. And so Marquette will have it again. The last 30 seconds, possibly. Thompson trying to track down a loose ball, gets bumped out of bounds by Ignawanuk, and a foul is called. And that will be Elena Ignawanuk's second personal. Thompson misses the first free throw. South Tama, meanwhile, has been in the double bonus since late in the first quarter. Thompson makes the second. And Marquette Catholic steals it away. Kind of a group effort there underneath the South Tama hoop. But Megan Kramer charges up the lane and finishes with the breakaway layup. Ignawanuk called for traveling before she could get her shot up. 5 seconds left here in the first quarter. And Marquette Catholic has just blown the doors open on this one. We do have boys varsity coming your way, as we should have our second half moving along pretty quickly with a continuous clock likely to take effect. We are going to have some interviews coming up between the girls and boys game. We'll hear from some of our boys basketball players. And some get to know the athlete videos is what we interviews is what we have that will play throughout the winter season here. So we've got that coming between the girls and the boys game. Another one coming in the halftime portion of the boys game. It is halftime here at the Round House. South Tama trailing big 42-8 against Marquette Catholic. We've seen several players. We've seen a couple absences from the lineup. We've got Sophie Shikazi, who has not seen the court yet tonight and did not start, but she's dressed. Also, Martha Flores has not seen the court, and I believe she is dressed as well. The Trojans otherwise have rotated pretty freely and gotten just about everybody on their bench into the game so far, but really the Trojans just have not been able to move the ball. A couple of shots have fallen. that really has been it. The looks have not been very good. South Tama was able to work an offensive progression where they were able to get the ball underneath kind of the Marquette defense, but they weren't able to kind of control themselves enough to get a good shot off underneath the hoop. And, you know, since the second quarter really started, South Tama really hasn't been able to even get it across the half-court line for most of the possessions. So it's been a difficult go of it here for the girls, and we'll see if they can make any adjustments or what things they might be able to put together for the second half. We'll be right back after a little break here. It's halftime at the Round House. You're listening to Trojan Country.
Sharn Weber's in Toledo serves central and northeast Iowa with the latest in heating and cooling systems, water softeners, plumbing and electrical installation, as well as expert service and repair. As a family-owned hallmark business from the South Tama community, Sharn Weber's is proud to support Trojan spirit on the field, on the stage, on the court, or in the classroom. When the job needs done, call Sharn Weber's at 800-542-7980. Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home in Tama is locally owned and operated, serving Tama, Toledo, and the surrounding areas. Cruzy Phillips offers both traditional and cremation services at the time of need, as well as pre-planned arrangements that give you and your family peace of mind. Through competent professionalism, the staff at Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home serves families with compassion and respect for their needs and wishes. That's why they offer services with unique options and attention to every detail. Obituaries and funeral home information can be found online at cruzy-phillips.com or by calling 641-484-3400. If you believe in capturing meaningful moments, you've made it to the right place. The Farmer's Daughter Photography and TFD Films are a proud supporter of Trojan Country and South Tama County activities. Located near Conrad, the Farmer's Daughter Photography and TFD Films offer an array of photo and video services, including family photos, newborns, kids and seniors, weddings, and commercial media. Check them out on the web at tfdphoto.com or on Facebook and Instagram to learn more. Located in the heart of corn and cattle country, Iowa Premium procures and processes only corn-fed Black Angus cattle that come hand-selected from family farms in Iowa and neighboring states. As Tama County's largest employer, the team at Iowa Premium are an anchor, not only in the beef industry, but throughout eastern and central Iowa. Iowa Premium, a national beef company.
All right, welcome back in live from the STC Round House. Darvin Graham here live with you today for both girls and boys varsity action. We're at the halftime mark of the girls game here. South Tama, as you can see on your scoreboard there, trailing big against Marquette Catholic tonight. Some unofficial halftime stats for you. Marquette Catholic has been led by their post players, really a little slow going there for both Schroeder and Kramer, but they both have 13 at the halftime break. Megan Kramer, the junior, and Gwen Schroeder, the sophomore, 5'11 and 5'10 respectively, have been dominating the post tonight against South Tama, who comes in undermatched as they have been most games this season. Then elsewhere on the lineup, it's been Elise Kilberg, the senior guard, with 8 points. She's got the only three-pointer on either side tonight. So Kilberg with 8, Skylar Sieverding with 6, Kaylin Scrivseth with 2, and Kaylin Thompson with 1. That rounds out the scoring in the first half for Marquette Catholic. South Tama, meanwhile, it's been a tough go. It's looked kind of like a WAMAC game here so far in the first half. South Tama has struggled to move the ball, and so the shots that they have been able to get off have not been good shots. They've been off balance for the most part. The scoring has come from 3 shots that have been put down by Sienna Defoe, the junior forward. She has 6, and Takaya Rosenberger has 2, a layup in the second quarter, and that is it for the scoring for South Tama. For Trojan fans may be wondering where Marquette Catholic is, as they are over 2 hours away to the east of us here. They are in Bellevue, over south of Dubuque. They come into tonight's matchup 8-1. Their head coach is James Kettman, assisted by Courtney Keeter and Jamie Sieverding. Last year they finished 9-13 in the middle of the Tri-Rivers East Conference. And if you're wondering what's the Tri-Rivers East Conference, that would be schools like Lisbon, Easton Valley, Calumet-Wheatland, and some of those schools. So, and a lot of returners, both on the boys and girls side. We'll talk about the boys later, but have a lot of returners on both squads, and doing a good job here against South Tama in this first half. The Trojans start with it in the third quarter. And ball gets tipped into the backcourt. Last touch by the Trojans, and that'll turn it over to Marquette Catholic here. Opening minute of the third quarter. Starters onto the court. Well, no, excuse me. I shouldn't talk too soon here. We've got Paige Krosky in for South Tama at the guard position. And I believe she is in for, well, I'll get that later. But at any rate, we've got Megan Kramer going to the boards early, draws a foul, on a shooting foul no less, and will go to the line for 2. South Tama has struggled with fouls here tonight. Jeanette Cervantes quickly picking up her 3rd personal. Cervantes sat for a good chunk of the second quarter, and she checks out now for Rosenberger. So I think that's where Krosky, the position she was in for, Rosenberger was started. Second shot is no good. South Tama with the rebound. Here's Takaya Rosenberger from the right corner. Her pass down low, stripped away by Kramer. Kramer, softball pass up the court, and the finish at the hoop is good for Josie Kinsley. Her first points tonight. 45-8 the score now, as South Tama struggling with the defensive pressure that Marquette Catholic has put together, and kind of the pressure forcing some bad decisions. There's a pass just right to Gwen Schroeder. Here's Megan Kramer down low, spinning and getting the foul and the bucket. Arrow Lions called for the foul. And South Tama already 2 team fouls here with less than a minute and a half away in this third quarter. Megan Kramer at the line to make it 3 points. It's good. And she will check out of the game for Amber Kramer. The younger Kramer, a freshman, standing 5'10", so the size really not going away for South Tama. A steal on the defensive end for Marquette Catholic. Kilberg taking it up the court. Her shot underneath the hoop is no good. She gets it out to Sieverding. Sieverding takes it deliberately up the right side of the lane, and just an easy layup for two. Sieverding sniffing double figures as well, as she's got a few sneaky buckets in the first half. Krosky gives it up. Stolen there by Kilberg. Kinsley, off-balance shot underneath the hoop. Results in a loose ball. Kramer tries to get it over back to Kinsley, and Kayla Heck did a nice job just recognizing the moment and getting some hands on it to force the jump ball. So Kayla Heck will go to the bench for Sophie Shikazi, who's getting her first action tonight. Kinsley inbounding it to Amber Kramer. Hands it off to Sieverding. She drives into the lane, kicks it out to Kinsley from the left baseline, no good. Loose ball, tipped around a few hands, and it finds its way to Sieverding at the top of the key. There's a nice stolen pass by Sophie Shikazi. She's dribbling up the right side. Rosenberger, three-pointer. Draws a foul, though, and will go to the line. Foul is against Josie Kinsley. That's her second. Really no Marquette player in any kind of foul trouble so far here into the third quarter. Rosenberger misses the first. Second one is off the mark for Takaya Rosenberger. One more coming here. Kinsley will check out for Kaylin Thompson, the sophomore forward. Last shot here for Rosenberger. Third one is off the mark. And Kilberg sprinting up the court, got ahead of herself a little bit, got it tipped out of bounds by Rosenberger. It will stay with Marquette. As the kind of second and third unit starting to filter in for Marquette here, as they've amassed a pretty dominant lead here, 50-8. Very quiet atmosphere here tonight at the Round House, as the crowd has grown a little bit for South Tama. Of course, can't expect too much of a crowd from a visiting team like Marquette Catholic over 2 hours away. But kind of a tough night to, a lot of families still in vacation mode, and there's a travel on Sieverding, who got going a little too fast near the baseline, and we'll turn it over to the Trojans. Defoe working with 3 fouls. Let's go a shot from the left side. It's no good. Rebound goes to Marquette. Kilberg around a screen, left side. Nice finish at the hoop for 2 for Elise Kilberg. And a turnover on the South Tama side. And South Tama will take a timeout. 30-second timeout here at the Round House.
S&S Car Wash provides both automatic and hand wash services, as well as detailing for your vehicle. S&S Car Wash, your local car wash destination, with convenient locations in Toledo and Tama.
All right, coming out of the timeout, South Tama trailing 52-8 against the 8-1 Marquette Catholic girls here tonight. Marquette Catholic will inbound. Still 2 starters in here for Marquette as they're kind of directing traffic. There's Amber Kramer getting her first points of the night. Now South Tama back into their half-court set. Krosky, three-pointer, well off the mark. Again, the feet just weren't set. Just a rush shot there for South Tama. Rosenberger and Kramer tie up underneath the hoop. It's going to be a foul against Rosenberger. Trojans have managed to slow down the fouls a little bit here in the third quarter. Compared to the first half, it was just an onslaught of fouls, putting Marquette Catholic into the double bonus very early. There's a missed 3 by Kilberg. A couple putback attempts by Addison Plossel, and she's fouled before the third attempt could go up, and she'll go to the line for 2, a shooting foul against Rosenberger, so she quickly picks up 3 fouls. As I talk about how the South Tama Trojans are taking it easy in the foul territory, here we get 2 quick ones. Scrivseth checking in for Marquette. For Sieverding. And Kayla Heck coming in for Rosenberger. Now Cambry Schwager in for Kilberg as the last starters out of the game finally for Marquette. Plossel, the free throw, not good. Chikazi tracks down the rebound. Trojans quickly working it up the court again. Just a South Tama just feeling like they're kind of hairs on fire a little bit once they get the ball in the half court, and these shots that they're going for just are not high percentage shots the way that they look. Thompson down low to Scrivseth. Baseline shots off the mark. Defoe, nice rebound there, clears it out. Gives it off to Krosky. And Lyons unable to post up against Kramer. Loose ball picked up by Marquette Catholic. Thompson, quick shot and pass down low to Kramer, but she was into a triple team, and it just kind of went out of bounds off the tips of her fingers there, and that will turn it over to the Trojans, who still have not scored since the second quarter. As we near the 1 minute mark left in the third. Missed shot there by Kayla Heck. Thompson the rebound. Up the sideline. Ball's tipped out of bounds by Krosky. Plossel from the free throw line. Off the backboard, no good. Loose ball tipped around several players. Schwager's shot underneath is no good. Krosky the rebound. And the Trojans will turn it over again. As the pass from kind of the inlet pass from the three-point line was just not deliberate enough, and Heck was not ready to gather it and went out of bounds there, or she stepped out of bounds before she could kind of get a handle on it. Loose ball tipped away. South Tama gets the turnover, and they're back in the half court now. Defoe, a little spin around move, goes up against Kramer, but her shot's off the mark. Under 10 seconds to go here. One more shot possibly from Marquette Catholic. Thompson fires it inside and stolen away by Kayla Heck. And that will do it. The buzzer sounds at the end of 3. South Tama trailing 54-8 in a blowout here against Marquette Catholic. We'll be right back. You're listening to Trojan Country.
As partners in the community, Salt Creek Wind Project is committed to supporting Tama County's growth in a way that benefits all residents.
Construction on the project will bring hundreds of new opportunities for Tama County's workforce and will allow workers to gain valuable transferable skills. Hundreds of millions of dollars in tax revenue generated by the project will help improve county services such as schools, roads, and emergency response. And the clean, emission-free power generated will support a more reliable delivery system in the county and beyond. To learn more about Salt Creek Wind or to join our coalition of supporters, visit saltcreekwindproject.com.
Medicap Pharmacy in Toledo offers free medication packaging and free delivery to surrounding areas. With convenient drive-up service and hours on Saturday morning, Medicap Pharmacy is always there for you. Visit with pharmacist Derek Townsend and his team by calling 484-6198 or stop by their location across from Fairway in Toledo. Medicap Pharmacy, locally owned and expertly operated.
All right, coming out of the timeout, coming out of the quarter break, we're at the start of the fourth quarter here. Marquette Catholic turning it over on their first possession. Just a missed pass out of bounds, and so South Tama will have the ball back here with one more quarter to go. Takaya Rosenberger gets a pass there from Emma Harwick, and just gets a little bank shot to go. So South Tama reaching double figures here. And a response there, but Kaylin Scrivseth gets her own bucket on the baseline side for Marquette Catholic. There's a steal by Plossel. Sprinting up the court, kicks it out to Schwager. And she tries to go down low to Kramer. It goes out of bounds. More reserves coming in for Marquette. Scrivseth and Thompson check out for Breeze or Tholey. And I'm going to get one more, maybe. 54. I don't have a 54. Must be a JV player. All right, South Tama almost lost the ball there on their last trip up the court. There's a air ball three-pointer by Cervantes. And here comes Marquette Catholic back up into their half court. We've got boys action coming your way after the conclusion of this girls game. A jump ball on the Marquette side. And we've got interviews from a few of our boys basketball players. We're going to hear from Daniel Weiss, Cade Rosenberger, Caden Tim, and Pella Weiss. During the break between the girls and the boys game, and during halftime of the boys game as well. So we've got a couple interviews to come. So stick around for that, or tune back in if you want to check back in after the conclusion of this girls game. Marquette Catholic working it in the half court here. And the third, fourth string getting some action here against South Tama. Pass is kind of tipped around. Plossel tracks down a loose ball and brings it back up to the Marquette Catholic side. A little give and go with Addison Plossel and Amber Kramer. Finishes with a bucket for Plossel. She's a freshman and looks to probably be a contributor in the years to come. Got three bodies on the ground here. And a double dribble will turn it over on the Marquette side. Full rotation, a new five coming in for South Tama as they clear out their bench. Although, really, South Tama has not, everybody on the bench has played at varying points tonight, so it's not been a very traditional type of rotation. Coach Dina Kiana has kind of gotten a lot of players in today. There's Kayla Heck going up for a shot down low. Schwager the rebound. Paige Krosky steals it away on the pass up the court from Marquette. Jessica Deaver in off the bench a few moments ago. Tries to pass it up the court. Almost stripped away. She goes and gets her own ball, but it's a backcourt violation called against Marquette. 58-10. Marquette Catholic really salted this thing away in the first quarter. South Tama got into some, it was bad foul trouble, though no players have fouled out for South Tama yet because they've been playing, probably 12 deep today. So the fouls have been spread around. There's a steal by Sienna Defoe on the Marquette end. But that sent Marquette Catholic to the line several times in the first half, on top of the shots that started to fall. And the lead just kind of got out of hand real quick, as we've got several possession changes here, as some third stringers struggling to control the ball. With just under 3 minutes to go, we got a timeout on the court. Boys action coming your way here in a little bit. Timeout. South Tama with Defoe, Lyons, Chikazi, Krosky, and Heck on the court. Schwager with the ball for Marquette Catholic. Kicks it out to Deaver. Back to Schwager on the right side. Defoe forces a pass to Deaver. Quick shot is off the mark. Pass stolen away by Kramer. Schwager working, gets around Lyons, but gets tangled up with Defoe. Ball stolen away by Krosky. 2:17 on the clock. Krosky into traffic. Off balance shot, loose ball, stolen away by Marquette Catholic, and a foul. Foul is on Paige Krosky, her second. Deaver with the ball near the baseline, gets it to Schwager in the corner. A trap there for South Tama. Chikazi trying to interrupt the passing lane. Finally comes away with it just before it goes out of bounds on her own baseline. Three-pointer for Sophie Chikazi, off the mark. Lyons wrestling for the rebound. Gets it. Baseline shot, off the mark. And it'll be South Tama ball. I think it went out of bounds there. Last touch by Marquette Catholic. Inbound pass to Defoe. Defoe's shot off the mark. Under a minute to go here. South Tama will move to 1-8 on, or 1-9, excuse me, on their season. They will not play tomorrow on a traditional Tuesday schedule, but will be in action next on Friday against Independence. Marquette Catholic, meanwhile, will host Easton Valley tomorrow and will host Springville on Friday for their homecoming. South Tama's girls will be at Independence. So girls will be at Independence. Boys will be home against Independence on Friday. That'll be the next basketball action for South Tama. They'll have tomorrow off. Last possession will go here to Marquette Catholic. Final score, 58-10. Marquette wins on the road here against South Tama. We've got boys varsity action coming your way here in a moment. We will take a small break here, and we'll be right back with our get to know the player interviews and look at this boys matchup here from the Roundhouse. Thanks for joining us. You're listening to Trojan Country. It's time for another STC Student Athlete Spotlight. Today I'm joined by a couple of our boys basketball players. We've got Cade Rosenberger and Pella Weiss. How are you guys doing today?
Feeling pretty good. Had a good practice.
Yeah?
I am great.
Oh, man. All right. Before we talk basketball, I'm going to ask you guys a few broad questions just to get to know you a little bit more. For each of you, what's been a highlight or a memorable moment of this school year so far? We're kind of at the halfway point. Has there been something that's really stuck out in your memory when you think of this past year so far?
Probably the first home game. That was kind of special for me because I never experienced that, and that was kind of cool. Yeah.
My favorite moment this year was today's practice.
Oh, okay.
Because it was a lot of fun.
What happened in today's practice? I got to ask then.
I thought we got after it in the first half, and the second half was more just fun, competitive drills where it wasn't like really crazy serious.
Nice. All right. What are some hobbies or interests that you have outside of school or outside of basketball when you're not busy with those two things? What is it for you?
Probably lifting with like Daniel, and also just playing video games, I guess.
Sure.
Stuff like that.
I'm playing the trumpet. That's a lot of fun. Yeah, probably playing the trumpet.
Okay. All right. And Pella, you're one of the 4 exchange students at South Tama this year. I wanted to just talk to you briefly about that. Tell us who your host family is this year, and just kind of what your any thoughts or experiences that have stuck out as your first. I don't know. Has this been your first time in the U.S.?
It's my first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us your host family, and then anything that stuck out this year for you.
Yeah, I'm with Mike and Joe Avis. They're pretty cool guys. They, from the beginning on, it felt like home. I actually never have any homesick problems.
Nice.
I'm feeling pretty much home over here.
Yeah.
And I'm more worrying about going home already, even though it's another 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably the basketball season. The team feels like family too. It's great to have those guys over here, and they welcomed me from day one. So
Yeah.
probably the basketball team is one of the major things.
What has been the experience like? You're not just a role player on the team. I mean, you've started a couple of games, led the team in scoring 1 or 2 times. Did you know, kind of coming into this foreign exchange experience, that you wanted to get into basketball? What's been the kind of experience jumping into a varsity team like this?
I definitely knew that I'm gonna play basketball over here because I played basketball back in Germany, and that was like one of the things and one of the reasons why I came over here to like experience the high school basketball thing. And so far, I'm enjoying every minute, and I didn't expect to be a varsity starter from the beginning on, but I'm just embracing every role the coach got me and just enjoying every second.
All right, and Kate, I'm going to throw a couple questions your way too. As one of the kind of few returners on this squad this year, you're kind of in a leadership role, even though you're not a senior. How have you and Daniel sort of approached trying to put a group together and be cohesive despite not having very many returners?
I just trust my teammates because I mean, even though we didn't all play basketball together last year, I know every single one of these guys. Even though they were at Meskwaki or Marshalltown or wherever they were, I remember all these guys. So I just trust them, and they've definitely have allowed me and Daniel to, like, early on the season kind of lead with the drills and all that stuff because we've known the system and all that. So they trust me and Daniel too.
Yeah. Family's got to be a big part of the basketball experience for you, with your dad as a former coach and your brother playing at South Tama. What is the kind of role of those two guys in your career as a basketball player?
Their role to me is they're definitely like advice givers. I don't know if that's the right word. Like after every single game, we watch film of the game. And we always talk about it. My brother always gives me a phone call and tells me what he notices because, like, when I'm on the court, I don't always see my mistakes, but they do, and they can open my eyes up to that.
Sure. All right, a couple quick questions here. What's something that somebody might be surprised to know about you, or do you have any hidden or unique talents or skills or something that somebody might not know about you?
Something that people don't know about me that I'm proudest of is my 4.1 GPA.
Nice. Right. Yeah.
That's a tough question. Probably maybe that I have 3 older sisters.
Okay.
I guess not everyone knows that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Talking about basketball a little bit, what's the most enjoyable part of the game for you? And then also, what's the most challenging part?
Hitting threes is the most important, most fun part. Just seeing the ball go through the net. Probably the most challenging part is to play defense because I've never gotten the system before. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And Cade, for you?
I think hitting threes in front of the student section, like where you're right in front of them, is the best thing for me. And then rebounding definitely is just a tough thing. I mean, you got to put a lot of effort into it.
Thinking about younger kids that are just getting started or maybe testing the waters with basketball, what advice would you have for any young South Tama kids that are just starting their basketball experience?
If they're really into it and want to get better, I would say go watch YouTube programs because there's a lot of free stuff on YouTube where you can learn drills just to do by yourself. Instead of going somewhere really far away, you can do all the same stuff at home.
Sure.
And learn a lot from YouTube. That's what I did a lot when I was in middle school and stuff, and I did a lot of stuff in my backyard.
Yeah, just play besides the when nobody sees it.
Yeah.
Come to practice 20 minutes early, get some extra shots done, stay longer after practice, get some extra shots done, and just stuck with it. Even though you might have some teammates you don't like, you might have a coach in your life that just isn't good, but stuck with it and believe in yourself and stuck to your game.
All right, we're going to end with some favorites here. What is your favorite meal or favorite thing to eat for lunch or dinner?
Casey's Pizza.
Oh, man. All right. That's high praise. And what is your favorite video game, movie, or TV show?
Oh, I like the Harry Potter series. Probably of course, NBA 2K.
Sure.
It's a good video game. Yeah.
So then favorite basketball player?
LeBron James.
Favorite music or favorite music artist?
Probably Drake.
Favorite type of year, season?
Summer.
And favorite animal?
I guess I gotta say cat because I got 2 cats.
Nice. Okay. And Cade, favorite thing to eat for lunch, favorite meal, something like that?
Beef. Just straight beef.
Straight beef. You heard it here first. What's your favorite video game, movie, or TV show?
My favorite video game ever is Call of Duty Black Ops 3. My favorite TV show series is The Boys on Amazon Prime. And my favorite movie? Probably Transformers.
Cool. Okay. Favorite music or favorite music artist?
Favorite type of music is called funk. And my favorite music artist, though, is Mac DeMarco.
Okay. Favorite time of year, season, that type of thing?
Fall, autumn.
Favorite animal?
Probably a hippopotamus.
And favorite basketball player?
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Okay. All right. Deep cut.
You gotta explain what that is.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Best of luck to you on the rest of the season. We'll catch up with you again soon.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, welcome back, Trojan fans. We're live from the STC Round House. It is Monday basketball here for the STC Trojans. We just had the finish of the girls' game About 20 minutes ago, South Tama took the loss in that one, 58-10 against Marquette Catholic. And we're just about ready to start the boys' game. We will jump right into some action and information here as the starters get announced on the court. First for the visiting Marquette Catholic team. They are going to be led by number 5, junior guard Cannon Still. Number 13, senior guard forward. He's 5'11", Evan Scott. And then number 43, 6'5", sophomore forward, Spencer Roeder. Number 45, 6'3", junior forward, Caden Kettman. And rounding out the lineup for Marquette Catholic, number 53, 6'5", junior forward, Isaac Brinker. Marquette Catholic 8-0 so far, ranked number 10 in the Iowa Athletic Association rankings. Actually the first ever rankings that the Boys Association has put out. They're head coached by head coach Isaac Sturm and assisted by Joe Kilberg. And the starters for your STC Trojans. First, it's going to be number 2, Cade Rosenberger. He's a 5'6" junior guard. Then it's number 10, 5'11" senior guard Ivan Alvarado, back after a 2-game absence due to illness to round out the 2022 calendar. Number 20, 6-foot senior guard Pella Weiss. Weiss, the 3-point shooting specialist for South Tama. Then 2 post players down low. It's going to be number 44, 6-foot senior center Damian Benner, and number 50, 6-foot junior center Jeremy Dolash. South Tama is head coached by Dustin Pesca, assisted by Nate Dorn. South Tama 1-6, defeated East Marshall the week leading into Christmas break, 63-58. That was their first win of the season, came in overtime, and took a loss the following day, 65-42 against Vinton Schellsburg against East Marshall. Cade Rosenberger led with 21 points, while Daniel Weiss added 14, and Kingston Davenport had a breakout game, 16 points and 17 rebounds for the double-double. Jeremy Dolash also had a good night defensively, grabbing 9 rebounds to go along with a team-high 3 steals. Then against Vinton Schellsburg, Davenport again with a double-double, having 15 points and 15 rebounds. Rosenberger was held in check, however, scoring only 6 points and ultimately fouling out of that game. Pella Weiss had 9 points, all 3-pointers, and Daniel Weiss finished with 8. That was against Vinton Schellsburg at the tail end of 2022 before the holiday break. So here we're going to start at the tip. It's going to be Jeremy Dolash and Caden Kettman to tip off here. South Tama without a few players. Daniel Weiss out with an ankle injury. And Wyatt Capeu was anticipated to start, but he had a family emergency and not available tonight. South Tama will start with the ball. Ivan Alvarado, leading scorer for South Tama, back after an absence with some illness. See if he can get his shot going tonight. Alvarado gets past. That was Roeder, and gets to the hoop. Will draw a foul, and will go to the line for 2. That's exactly what South Tama is looking for from their senior guard, who really excels in the lane. We'll see how much of that action he can get tonight. Alvarado at the line, makes the first. And apart from that, a critical foul against one of the leading scorers coming into this one for Marquette Catholic. First personal on Spencer Roeder. Here's the second shot for Alvarado. It's good. So South Tama strikes first. And here's Cannon Still, the guard, bringing it up the court for Marquette Catholic. Down low. Working it around the horn. Brinker tried to get it over to Kettman on the other side of the court and just threw it away. And so that gives it back to South Tama. Alvarado working against Still. Goes right. Loose screen there by Dolash. Pella Weiss tried to get an overhand pass to Alvarado. It's stolen away by Scott, but he throws it away to Weiss, and South Tama back in the half court now. Alvarado out to Rosenberger, who backs it out near the half court line. Dolash tried to get it. Dolash to Alvarado, and Alvarado just kind of forced the pass into Damian Benner. And Benner had nowhere to work, was covered up down there. Turns it over, but good energy here by South Tama in this opening couple of possessions. Here's Still again. Three-pointer for Marquette Catholic, in and out. That was Roeder on the three. Rebound goes to South Tama. Here's the screen from Benner for Alvarado. Working against Roeder. Passes off to Rosenberger, gets it stripped away by Scott. Evan Scott finishes at the bucket for two. First points of the night for Marquette Catholic come from the senior guard, Evan Scott, on a fast break. Foul's called against Evan Scott, his first personal. Second team foul for Marquette. And the Trojans to inbound from the Marquette sideline. Weiss dumped it off to Rosenberger. Weiss hasn't found an open look yet. The Trojans just moving the ball, though, however, not really trying to spot up. However, there's Ivan Alvarado for three. Just pull back and let her fly. And South Tama up by three. Cannon Still kicks it out to Roeder from the left side. Still, long three-pointer, off the back of the rim. Tracks down his own rebound. Loose ball scramble. Roeder picks it up finally after three bodies go to the deck. Scott drives in, kicks out to Litterer. To Brinker. Now Roeder into a double team. Kicks it out to Scott for three. Hard off the back of the rim, no good. Benner the rebound for the Trojans. In and out there for Alvarado. Step back, look for a three. Step back in, dumped it off to Benner. Not a good shot there by Damian Benner, who wasn't positioned well enough. And that was Scott to finish the fast break on the other end. Evan Scott with all 4 points. Ivan Alvarado with all 5 for South Tama. Alvarado working against Kettman now. Gets to the free throw line, kicks it out to Rosenberger. Let's go the three-pointer. Weiss the rebound. Nice offensive rebound there by Weiss, but he travels, turns it over. Now give it back to Marquette Catholic. Cannon Still marches it up the court to Scott. Jumper from the right side's off the mark. Alvarado the rebound. He gets trapped up by Scott, and a 30-second timeout called by Coach Pesca to try and save the possession. Marquette Catholic coming into this one, they're 8-0, ranked number 10 in Class 1A. Their wins this season have come against Starmont, North Cedar, Hillcrest Academy, Lisbon, Prince of Peace. That was the closest game they've been in so far. It was 73-60, the final there. Other than that, it's been mostly blowouts for Marquette Catholic to this point. The other wins have been Midland, West Carroll, and Calamus Wheatland. Last year they finished 12-10 in the middle of the Tri-Rivers East Conference. And again, that'd be schools like Lisbon, Easton Valley, Calamus Wheatland, over there in the kind of central eastern part near the Mississippi River. And they return all of their starters from last year's squad. Evan Scott came in averaging 12 points. Spencer Roeder averaging just under 12. And so far, a close matchup here through the first quarter. Here's Ivan Alvarado going against Cannon Still, driving into the lane. Will pick up 2 more free throws. Still is whistled for the foul. So South Tama doing a good job being aggressive and drawing some early fouls here. Alvarado at the line for 2 shots. Makes the first. And all the scoring coming from two players here on either side of this matchup. Alvarado makes the second of 2. And he's up to all 7 of South Tama's points. Still to Kettman, and Kettman dribbled it off of his foot. It rolled off out of bounds. He dove to save it, but it will be South Tama ball after the turnover. Here's a first look at the bench for Marquette. Kettman goes to the bench, as does Brinker for Trevor Klein. He's a 6'1 senior guard, and Aiden Clausen, a 6'2 junior center. Pella Weiss gets it across the half-court line to Alvarado, who's in the corner, working against Roeder. Alvarado now matched up against Still with the zone. Long two for Alvarado, in and out. Dolash, good strong rebound there by Jeremy Dolash. He's called for traveling, though, as he tried to gather and turn around to put up another shot. But strong work in the post there from South Tama's junior center, Jeremy Dolash. Scott fires off another three. Damian Benner the rebound. Heave up the court from Rosenberger to Alvarado. Alvarado into traffic through two players, just erupted out of two bodies underneath and put it in for two. Ivan Alvarado hot here in the first quarter. 3 minutes to go left in the first. South Tama's been in control so far, though it has not been a high-scoring quarter by any stretch of the imagination. Scott looking to answer for Marquette on the other end. Little floater from the baseline's off the mark, and Alvarado will come down with the loose ball rebound. Ball gets stolen away by Scott. Can't get the layup to go, kicks it out. Open three-pointer for Trevor Klein. And a foul. It's off the ball. Will be called against Damian Benner. That's his first personal, first team foul for South Tama, which is good news. South Tama is short-staffed here tonight. Daniel Weiss out with an injury. Wyatt Capeyu, who is anticipated to get his first action after sitting the first half of the season, not in uniform tonight. And now Marquette Catholic is called for a moving screen. It's going to be against Eli Scott, who is just in off the bench. We'll turn it over to the Trojans. And on top of that, Kingston Davenport and Lucius Bear inactive for the first quarter. And so some bench players or some JV players joining the group here tonight. Caden Tim, John Ebersole, and Trey Etzen among those suiting up for their first varsity games tonight. So some other players available should foul trouble become an issue for the Trojans. And there's a big juke there by Ivan Alvarado, getting his defender to miss. Benner coming up strong for the rebound and draws a foul. Damian Benner will go to the line for two. Foul is on number 51, Aiden Clausen. His first personal, 15 foul here from Marquette now. Let's see if Benner can make some free throws. First one's off the mark. In the absence of Daniel Weiss, Benner getting more time than he normally would in the usual rotation. He makes one of two. First point of the game for South Tama that hasn't come from Ivan Alvarado. However, here's a steal from Cade Rosenberger on the fast break to Jeremy Dolash. Dolash can't quite finish at the hoop. Roeder the rebound. Now he's coming up hard on the right side. Juke a Euro step through traffic, and Spencer Roeder finishes at the hoop for two. That keeps the lead to within 4 for South Tama, as they went on a little bit of a run, if you could call it that maybe. Minute 20 on the clock. South Tama slowing things down, trying to work things through their half court. Alvarado to Rosenberger, long three. Swish, it's good. Cade Rosenberger, critical three-pointer there to keep South Tama on pace and in motion here in the first quarter. They lead 13-6. And there's a bucket and a response by Marquette Catholic. Get the number on that. That's going to be, I think it was a 3 by Cannon Still. At any rate, here's South Tama now in their half court. Cade Rosenberger. Quick pass over to Alvarado. He'll just try a 3. Off the mark. Roeder the rebound. Kicks it off to Still. Top of the key. They work it around to Klein in the corner. Still working against Pella Weiss. Loose ball. No over and back. 3 seconds to go. Scramble underneath the hoop, and that will do it after the first quarter. South Tama leading 13-9 after just a strong first quarter by South Tama, coming in undermanned, and Ivan Alvarado kind of leading his team here, coming back after a 2-game absence, going into the holiday break. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to Trojan Country.
Located in the heart of corn and cattle country, Iowa Premium procures and processes only corn-fed Black Angus cattle that come hand-selected from family farms in Iowa and neighboring states. As Tama County's largest employer, the team at Iowa Premium are an anchor, not only in the beef industry, but throughout eastern and central Iowa. Iowa Premium, a national beef company. Scharnwebers in Toledo serves central and northeast Iowa with the latest in heating and cooling systems, water softeners, plumbing and electrical installation, as well as expert service and repair. As a family-owned hallmark business from the South Tama community, Scharnwebers is proud to support Trojan spirit on the field, on the stage, on the court, or in the classroom. When the job needs done, call Scharnwebers at 800-542-7980.
Welcome back. Start of the second quarter, moments away here. South Tama up 13-9 against Marquette Catholic, the number 10 ranked team in Class 1A. After a strong performance from Ivan Alvarado, some strong rebounding efforts underneath the hoop by Jeremy Dolash and Damian Benner. And into the game now for the Trojans, Kingston Davenport and Lucius Baer. Davenport had a couple of breakout games against East Marshall and Vinton Shellsburg with 2 double-doubles. Baer getting his first action of the season after sitting for the first half. There's a steal by Alvarado. One-handed pass up the court to Rosenberger, who has to put the brakes on. Gets it back to Alvarado. Now Baer, the screen. Bounces out. Nowhere to go. And gets it back to Alvarado. Rosenberger, all kinds of room there. I'd like to see him shoot that one. Less time that time. Dolash gets it down low to Davenport, and Kingston Davenport through traffic. Little off-balance heave, but he finds the bucket nonetheless. 15-9. South Tama's been in control this whole way. However, a foul on the Marquette end. Fouls against Jeremy Dolash, and that will send Kettman to the line, who puts through his first. Scoring from Marquette Catholic's kind of been all over the place. Evan Scott finished the first quarter with 4. Cannon Still had a 3-pointer, as Kettman making his second free throw. And Spencer Roeder had 2, so it's kind of been one hot hand so far. There's Dolash underneath the hoop, going strong up to the rack and finishing for 2. 17-11. Going to be a much deeper bench here for Marquette Catholic as scramble for a loose ball ends up into the hands of Kingston Davenport. And Davenport throws it away as he's got the motor running a little too fast here. He's excited to get onto the court and kind of get things moving, but turnover there after the missed pass by Davenport. We'll turn it back over to Marquette. Cannon Still, look to a 3, gets it over to Roeder in the corner. Evan Scott couldn't come up with the loose ball, and Rosenberger and Still tie up. A jump ball will be called. Arrow goes to the Trojans, and so Will be an inbound for Davenport. Second quarter action here. South Tama has been leading this entire first half. Rosenberger, hard off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound goes to Kettman. Scott to Roeder. Baseline three, it's good. Spencer Roeder gets his first three-pointer of the night. And that puts Marquette right back in it, down 3, 17-14. Trojans looking to respond here in their half court. Davenport, the sophomore, from the right sideline to Rosenberger. Open look for Lucius Bear. Air ball. Davenport the rebound. Rosenberger give and go with Dolash. Beautiful pass there from Cade Rosenberger down low to Kingston Davenport. Open look at the hoop, and Davenport finishes it off. He's got a quick 4 points here in the second quarter, keeping South Tama up in this one, 19-14. Kettman into traffic, will draw a foul, and foul's going to be on Davenport. Damian Benner will check in for Jeremy Dolash. South Tama's post players getting a little breather. Kettman to Still. And now Brinker drives in, kicks it out. Roeder, another three. This one well off the mark. Still tracks down the rebound in the backcourt. To Scott, working against Alvarado. Baseline shot by Isaac Brinker. It was off the corner of the backboard. And a foul is called against Evan Scott. He picks up foul number 2. And that might be double. That might be bonus shots coming here for South Tama. Not quite yet. I think that's the 6th one. Scott and Kettman head to the bench for Jacob Litterer and Eli Scott. And the Trojans turn it over on their end. Just couldn't quite move it efficiently enough in the half court. Loose ball goes out of bounds. Cannon Still, top of the key. Roeder dumps it down to Brinker. Baseline. Eli Scott. Shot is off the mark. Off the front of the rim. Lucius Bear the rebound. And Bear will bring it up the court. 4 minutes to go here in the first half. South Tama and Marquette Catholic in a low-scoring defensive battle. Long three-pointer by Pella Weiss. In and out. Got robbed at the rim there. Rebound to Marquette. Roeder to Still. Guarded tightly by Lucius Bear. Pass to Brinker, who got underneath the South Tama defense down low and goes up for a shot and draws a foul. Foul is against Damian Benner, so that's his second. Some fouls against the post players for the Trojans here tonight. Inbound to Roeder. He goes up quick for a shot. Loose ball tipped around a few times. Finally brought down by Lucius Bear. Bear up the right side. Slams on the brakes. Gets it stripped away. Loose ball finally almost picked up by Brinker, but Bear came down with it. Tried a kind of an errant pass to Alvarado, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Trojans. It'll be Marquette ball. And now they're going to talk about it here to see if one ref had one way, one ref had the other. And it will be overturned. South Tama will keep the possession. Bear and Benner go to the bench for Cade Rosenberger and Jeremy Dolash. Kingston Davenport to inbound. Inbound is to Rosenberger. Gets it quickly over to Pella Weiss. Three-pointers off the mark. Eli Scott, the rebound. Getting it to Brinker, who goes to the hoop for a bucket and a foul. Oh no, he gets charged, called for the charge. Such a tough sequence there thinking you might have 3 points, and instead you have no points and a foul. And so now South Tama has Marquette in a bonus situation, so could take advantage of some free throws here with the last 3 minutes to go in the second half. Or the first half, I should say, excuse me. Kingston Davenport unable to kind of keep the handle together. Loose ball was taken away by Marquette. A similar situation on the Marquette end, but it results in a foul. Foul is on Cannon Still. He picks up his second, and that will send Ivan Alvarado to the line for a 1-and-1 with 8 team fouls now on the ledger for Marquette. Alvarado makes the first of 2. Evan Scott checking in for Still. And one more coming here. And Ivan Alvarado puts them both in. Strong first half here for Alvarado with 11 points. Coming in several different ways. He's had a three-pointer go, had a jump shot. He's gotten to the line a couple of times and made some free throws. Really strong looking performance here from the senior leader, Ivan Alvarado, in this first half. Timeout called by Marquette Catholic. Some of the body language can tell some frustration on the face of this team. South Tama hungry for their second win of the season after getting that exciting overtime win against East Marshall a couple weeks ago. Let's see if they can steal one away here from a 1A team tonight at home. You're listening to Trojan Country. We'll be right back after this. As partners in the community, Salt Creek Wind Project is committed to supporting Tama County's growth in a way that benefits all residents. Construction on the project will bring hundreds of new opportunities for Tama County's workforce and will allow workers to gain valuable, transferable skills. Hundreds of millions of dollars in tax revenue generated by the project will help improve county services such as schools, roads, and emergency response. And the clean, emission-free power generated will support a more reliable delivery system in the county and beyond. To learn more about Salt Creek Wind or to join our coalition of supporters, visit saltcreekwindproject.com. Welcome back out of the timeout. South Tama has a nice looking lead here, 21-14, against what has been so far a frustrated Marquette Catholic team who's gotten some shots, found some offense, but struggled with some turnovers and some ball movement here. Peloise off the backboard, three-pointer's no good. South Tama's looking to get him kind of activated as Eli Scott collided hard with Ivan Alvarado in the lane. That was a weird-looking little move. It's going to be a foul called against Alvarado, and he kind of stood Scott up. And so Scott at the line for 2. First one's off the mark, though. As a reminder, we're going to have another get to know the player interview, with Caden Tim and Daniel Weiss coming up at the halftime mark here of this boys game, so stick around for that. And a foul called against Marquette on the loose ball rebound. Foul is against Jacob Litterer. 9th team foul. Kingston Davenport misses the 1-and-1. Clausen the rebound, gets it to Roeder. Now to Litterer down low, onto a double team. Goes up for a shot, bounces in twice, and it's good. Jacob Litterer, his first points of the half. Cuts the lead to 5. South Tama looking to extend here. Pella Weiss again open for 3 on the baseline, unable to convert. There's an open look for Marquette's Trevor Klein. Rims it out. Trojans with the rebound. Dolash gets it back out to Alvarado. And Weiss called for traveling. He's moving the ball back and forth between Alvarado, and so that will give it back to Marquette. South Tama looking to kind of establish a little momentum to kind of get things moving in their direction at the halftime mark. Three-pointer by Eli Scott is good. Right down the center. Pipes one in. And now a two-point game. Alvarado hard into the lane. Tangled up. And finally comes away with the loose ball as Rosenberger stole away a pass up the court from Marquette. The pass from Rosenberger got tipped around, and Alvarado came up with it near the half-court line. Davenport. Let's go, and just out ahead of himself a little too much here tonight. Lucius Baer will check in, as will Damian Benner for Davenport and Weiss. Trey Etzen will check in for his first action for Ivan Alvarado. Last minute of the first half here as South Tama maybe trying to keep from tacking on a late foul. There's a three-pointer by Roeder. And he draws a foul. We'll go to the line for three. Foul is against Jeremy Dolash, so he picks up two. So now Dolash and Benner will both go into the second half, working with two fouls. Spencer Roeder at the line for three. First one's good. Roeder makes the second. Looks like we've got a performance coming from the STC dance team. At the halftime break, we're also going to hear from Caden Tim and Daniel Weiss, two of our junior basketball players. We're endeavoring to interview all of our junior and senior winter sport athletes this season. So far, we've gotten a little bit of a start with some wrestlers and now tonight some basketball players. So Roeder makes 2 of 3. South Tama with the final possession possibly. Shot clock and game clock matched up here. Alvarado into traffic, gets stuffed by Scott. Roeder on the fast break. Almost traveled there, but kept onto it. Baseline shot, rims in. For Aiden Clausen, some late points and finally the first lead of the game for Marquette Catholic as they've kind of found a bit of a step and some energy here. Trojans with less than a second, and Marquette Catholic will take the momentum into the halftime break. 21-23, South Tama trails by 2 after leading nearly the entire first half. Giving up a lead, and all right, we're just going to jump straight over to our interview with South Tama's Caden Tim and Daniel Weiss. All right, hello and welcome to another STC Student Athlete Spotlight. Today I'm joined by juniors Caden Tim and Daniel Weiss. How are you guys doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Before we kind of get into some basketball questions, I want to just ask some broad questions just to get to know you both a little bit. We're at the halfway point of the school year. What is a memorable moment or a highlight for you so far of your junior year?
For me, it'd definitely be beating East Marshall at home in overtime. That was a really good game. Without Ivan, too, that was really cool to do because he's our best player. So, but yeah, that was pretty cool. What about you, Timmy?
I think homecoming. Homecoming was really fun. The dance, teeping, everything. Mm-hmm. Everything was just really fun.
Talk a little bit about your family. Do you have any siblings? Do you have any pets? Tell us about those, if you do.
Yeah, I got 2 sisters, a brother, and then 3 dogs.
And tell us about the dogs.
The dogs, we got a little Lhasa Poo, Lhasa Apso, and a Poodle mix.
Whoa.
Got a German Shepherd, and then we got a little Black Lab.
Okay. All right.
I have 2 sisters. One's a freshman and one's 5 years old. So, and I have 1 dog named Siley, and she's a Chesapeake Bay Retriever.
All right.
She was a German Shepherd.
What are some hobbies or interests that you have outside of school, outside of basketball?
I enjoy lifting weights a lot. It's basically all I do now. I watch Netflix and lift weights pretty much.
Sure.
Watch golf on YouTube.
Wow. Okay. All right. Kate?
I play tennis for
Yeah.
high school, varsity, and watch TV, watch movies.
Nice. Do you have any unique talents, skills, or anything that somebody might not know about you?
Ooh, unique?
Sure.
I guess golf, if that's unique. I
Okay.
really like golf. I'm pretty decent. And bench. Bench is like my best lift. I
Okay.
hold the school record. So that's unique, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like tennis. I feel like someone look at me and be like,
Yeah.
well, he definitely
Yeah,
does not
that's
play
true.
tennis.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
So what
pretty
about
good.
what about tennis got you hooked?
Ander convinced me to play freshman year, and I've been playing ever since. Yeah, freshman year.
Excellent.
yeah.
Okay. If you could have any job in the world, what would it be and why?
Oh, make golf YouTube videos.
Okay.
Go around, travel and play golf and post it. There's guys on YouTube that do that and make a lot of money. It's just
Sure.
like, why wouldn't you want to? I mean, it's like the easiest thing. It'd just be fun.
I want to be a teacher. I want to be a history teacher when
Okay.
I'm older, and I want to coach volleyball.
Okay. Right on. Who are some of your heroes or a hero? It can be really anybody. Does anybody come to mind when you think about heroes?
Probably my dad. He's helped me through my whole career, like sports and everything. He's always coached me and been there for me. So probably my dad. I look up to him a lot.
Sure.
That's a hard one. Probably my grandma. I look up to my grandma a lot.
Yeah.
It motivates me. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so jumping into some basketball stuff here. How long have you been playing basketball, and do you remember kind of how you first got into it or decided that it was something you wanted to do?
So I've been playing basketball since I was 10, I think. I swam when I was 9, hated it. Never, no.
Yep.
Swimming was not good, so went back to basketball.
Yeah.
Went through Marshalltown and came here, and then, yeah. That's like 7 years then.
Okay.
Jeez, yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing for a long time. I played with Cade and Daniel and Tommy and that big group. when
Yeah.
Todd was our coach, yeah. So, yeah, probably 6, 7 years, 8 years maybe.
What do you like about it? What's kind of kept you going out?
Just the team. I like playing with a team and we're like a family, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What's the most enjoyable part of the basketball experience, and then what's the most challenging part?
Enjoyable, probably just being with my teammates, being with our coaches, you know. We're all, you know, here for each other. We're all a big family, so
Yeah.
it's fun just being around each other. The hardest part, I mean, practice can get pretty tough, but we all motivate each other, push each other, so it's all good for a good reason. You know?
I feel like the best is probably when we win. Like when we beat East Marshall this year. It's really good. When we beat Vinton, I think it was my freshman year. We won at Vinton or Benton. When Lance and Kenny were there. Yeah. Yeah. And then we came back and played in the gym. We had a shoot around after. And the hardest probably the first week of practice, sticking to it, with all the conditioning and stuff.
Sure.
2 days, yeah.
When you think about the team goals for the rest of the season, what do you feel like the team needs to do to improve, the most important thing to get better as a group?
Just keep pushing each other in practice. I think sometimes we can get lackadaisical, but recently it's been a lot better. Been pushing each other and working hard. It helps now we have Lucius and Wyatt, so a little more bench play and, you know, more guys, so it's easier to work harder and get breaks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's all pretty mental when we go and play because we only had like I think 7 people. Seven people on varsity, and it was really tough. But I think getting Wyatt, Lucius, and Trey, I think it's going to be a big help.
Do you have a favorite memory of playing basketball? I guess it would have been a school day, so yeah. Get some bells here. Any favorite memories that come to mind, whether it be youth or high school or anything else?
Like Timmer said, freshman year, beating Benton on the road, that was really cool. Beating by 2, I think. That was a good game. Last year, beating Vinton at Vinton, that was really good. Their student section was going crazy, so it was good to win. It felt really good. So, and this year too, just all of our wins basically. The important ones we've gotten.
Yeah, I feel like this year when we beat East Marshall in the locker room, it was crazy.
Cool. What advice would you have for any younger kids that are thinking about going out for basketball as a sport or getting better at the sport?
Left hand. Work on your left hand when you're young. It helps a lot in high school. If you don't have a left hand, you can't play. So, ball handling. That's basically the main thing.
Yep.
I feel like even if you're not a good shooter, if there's a role for everyone, rebounding, passing, screening, everything, just see what you're good at and stick to it.
Yeah. And then some favorites questions just to kind of wrap up here. What is your favorite meal or favorite thing to eat for lunch?
Favorite meal, probably shrimp or chicken Alfredo.
Okay.
It's really good.
Favorite video game, movie, or TV show?
I'll go TV show.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad.
Okay.
Haven't finished it yet, but it's super good show.
All right. Favorite type of music or favorite artist?
Favorite artist, probably 21 Savage, probably. There's a lot of them. What?
Favorite time of year? Favorite time of year or favorite season?
Summer for sure.
Favorite type of animal?
My favorite animal is an orca.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about favorite basketball player?
Russell Westbrook. Probably not right now, but prime Russell Westbrook.
Sure.
Favorite player to watch.
Yep.
Westbrook.
All right, Caden. Favorite meal?
Definitely chicken Alfredo.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely my favorite.
How about video game, movie, or TV show? Or all three?
My favorite movie, probably The Blind Side. TV show, probably The Ranch or The Good Place. I like those two. Video game, probably just Madden or 2K.
How about time of year or favorite season?
Spring and summer because tennis season, and then summer we can golf and just go to baseball games. It's enjoyable.
And then your favorite basketball player?
Definitely Jokic for the Nuggets.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely
Nice.
my favorite.
All right. Well, thank you guys very much for the time, and best of luck to you on the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Welcome back. We are just about to the start of the third quarter here live from the STC Round House. Darvin Graham with you this evening on tonight's coverage. The South Tama Trojans in a barn burner here with Marquette Catholic trailing just by 2 points, 23-21 after leading for nearly the entire first half. Some unofficial stats for you for the South Tama Trojans. They've been led by senior Ivan Alvarado, who's back in the lineup after a 2-game absence with some illness right before the Christmas break. He has 11 to lead the team so far. And then Kingston Davenport has 4. Jeremy Dolash with 2. Cade Rosenberger with 3. Damian Benner with 1. And for Marquette Catholic, it's kind of a broad scoring effort led by Spencer Roeder, who has 7. He's the sophomore 6'5 forward. Roeder with 7. Evan Scott with 4. Eli Scott with a 3. Cannon Still with a 3, Jacob Litterer with 2, and Caden Kettman and Aiden Clausen each with 2. So it'll be Marquette ball to start things off here in the third quarter. South Tama back on with the starters. Rosenberger, Dolash, Benner, Pella Weiss, and Ivan Alvarado. Starters also on the court for Marquette. Scott goes hard into the lane, draws some contact, and will go to the line for 2 shots. And that's not how South Tama wants to start things here. as the short bench for the Trojans could mean big trouble if fouls really play into the result here. Foul is against Dolash. We'll see here. I don't think that was Dolash. Evan Scott makes the first two, or makes his 2 free throws. And a pass. Bellevue stripped away. And the finish at the hoop by Caden Kettman. Another stolen pass on the inbound. Roeder gets the steal and goes up for the bucket and the foul. So Spencer Roeder will go to the line. Try and make it a 3-point play. Shots off the mark. Davenport the rebound. All of a sudden, an 8-point lead here for Marquette after just narrowly capturing the lead at the end of the second quarter. Good strong move to the basket there by Cade Rosenberger, who finishes at the hoop for 2. South Tama responds after the quick little onslaught there on the Marquette side. There's a missed shot by Still. Loose ball picked up by the Trojans. Davenport trying to move it quickly up the court, throws it away just above the head of Bellevue. And Cannon Still getting it down low to Isaac Brinker. Tries a baseline shot off the mark. Davenport the rebound. Quickly moving it up the court. Good look there by Cade Rosenberger, and he buries the 3. He's got a pair of 3-point shots here tonight. Slow first half, but he's got 5 quickly in the second. And a response there by Evan Scott. Scott with 2. He's been active in this early third quarter with 4 points. Rosenberger passes off to Alvarado. Weiss dumps it down low to Davenport. Can't gather it quite strong enough. The ball gets tipped away. Here comes Marquette on the fast break. Evan Scott at the rim. He's quickly got 6 to make his total 11. Marquette coming out motivated and energized. South Tama has not matched that energy here in the third quarter yet, as they find themselves nearing a 10-point deficit. As Lucius Bear is going to get whistled for an offensive, no, he's going to be whistled for out of bounds. No offensive foul there, but Bear steps out of bounds on the inbound transaction. And Cannon Still stepping back from Steph Curry territory, just daggering a 3-pointer. A foul called, nope, kicking, I think, a kick ball. And so that will keep things on the South Tama side. 10-point lead now for Marquette, as they have come on. They've kind of shot out of this third quarter like a bullet from a gun a little bit. Rosenberger gets tied up with Roeder. And out of bounds, the call. Quite tell. Must have been out of bounds. No foul call there. Eli Scott, Trevor Klein coming on for Marquette. And now the officials talking things over. It was another kickball is what it was called. Maybe they're having some, I think they might be having some shot clock issues here. So they're still trying to figure out the shot clock here. So Trojans going to have to figure out some offense, though, as they are trailing by 10 after Evan Scott and company have just blown the doors open on this third quarter here. South Tama's got a couple buckets to go, but not enough to keep pace, and especially having to come from behind. Here's a pull-up jumper from Alvarado off the mark. Eli Scott, the rebound, getting it to Brinker down low. Brinker can't finish, but Roeder gets it. No, excuse me, that was Kettman with the cleanup bucket. He's got 4 in the second half. Eli Scott strips it away on the other end, just swoops in underneath the hoop. Brinker gets the ball stripped away by Alvarado. And Alvarado gets some contact from Brinker near the half-court line. He's coming up gimpy a little bit. Still not quite right. No call on that play. Lucius Bear tried to Euro step in and kick it out to Alvarado, but the pass is off the mark, and it will be last touch by South Tama, or excuse me, last touch by Marquette. Alvarado still not right on that leg. And timeout called. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to Trojan Country.
If you believe in capturing meaningful moments, you've made it to the right place. The Farmer's Daughter Photography and TFD Films are a proud supporter of Trojan Country and South Tama County activities. Located near Conrad, the Farmer's Daughter Photography and TFD Films offer an array of photo and video services, including family photos, newborns, kids and seniors, weddings, and commercial media. Check them out on the web at tfdphoto.com or on Facebook and Instagram to learn more.
All right, coming out of the timeout, South Tama trailing by 12, but with the ball. And there's a fadeaway jumper by Kingston Davenport for 2. Gets it back to 10. 6 points for Davenport. Kettman driving into the lane, tried to dump it down low to Aiden Clausen, and there was nobody home. Ball gets just thrown out of bounds. Kettman to the bench for Jacob Litterer. And now Rosenberger, easy, taking it up the court, working against Eli Scott. Gets it to Davenport. Davenport hard into the lane. Can't get the finger roll to go. Loose ball, quickly taken down by the Marquette team. And a fast break ends in a out-of-bounds call in favor of South Tama. Marquette looking for a foul there, but no call on the contact on that fast break exchange. Davenport heaving it up the court to Rosenberger. Rosenberger 2-on-1. Just a bad math there underneath the hoop. As it goes out of bounds, thankfully last touch by Marquette. Davenport to inbound, gets it to Rosenberger, quickly to the rim, and let's see here. Yeah, that was Rose. I thought that was Dolash, but that was Rosenberger. So Rosenberger now with 10. Gets the inbound pass after a turnover on the Marquette side of the ball. Hands it off to Davenport, top of the key. 3:30 to go here left in the third quarter. What's felt like a pretty drawn-out affair after a flurry of offense from Marquette. South Tama's kind of settled things down a little bit. Long three-pointer from Cade Rosenberger is good. South Tama trying to claw back into this one after giving up a 10-point lead. 12-point lead at one point. See if Marquette can respond. Cannon still drives in, kicks it out to Evan Scott. Starters back onto the court here mostly for, and a steal by Rosenberger. Rosenberger gets it over to Alvarado. Spin move into the lane, left side. Alvarado can't get the bucket to go, but it's a shooting foul, and he'll go to the line for two. Call is going to go against Litterer. His second. And I'm not sure what we're doing here. Changing jerseys, I guess. Kingston Davenport, he might have gotten, there's Alvarado at the line for a bucket. His first points of the second half. I think Davenport got told to take off his shirt underneath. I don't know why it took this long to get that done, but at any rate, Ivan Alvarado makes both free throws. And South Tama pulls back within three. 38-35 the score here. The Trojans forcing a couple of turnovers. Converting on the other end. Cade Rosenberger's had a big last couple of minutes here. Spencer Roeder trying to quiet the momentum for South Tama. And a foul is called against Trevor Klein. So the missed three-pointer by Roeder, the foul by Klein gives it back to the Trojans. And Alvarado going airborne to try and save it. Rosenberger with the inbound. And he'll be called for a charge. Trying to work against a bigger body in Roeder. And he's whistled for the shove there. Offensive foul turns it back over to Marquette. They maintain a three-point lead here. And South Tama has rallied a bit in the third. Brinker into the lane. Shots off the mark. Kettman the rebound to Klein. Three-pointer with a hand in his face. It's airballed. And Brinker taps it out of bounds. Davenport, two-handed pass to Dolash near the half-court line. Now Alvarado working against Evan Scott. Top of the key, pulls back, three-pointer off the mark. Brinker clears out the rebound, and Klein will bring it up the court from Marquette. 2 minutes to go here in the third. Evan Scott into the lane. Bank off the backboard for two. He's had a hot second half here so far. Davenport will draw a foul. It's going to be against Kettman, I believe. No, against Klein. Well, I don't know. Long inbound pass to Dolash, tipped out of bounds. South Tama trying to be pretty aggressive on these inbound exchanges, and some of these. We've honestly been lucky to not have as many turnovers as there have been. That one being one of a few. Scott steps up, drills a jumper right from behind the free throw line. Steals the ball on the inbound, and draws a foul. We'll go to the line for two. A back and forth affair here between South Tama and Marquette Catholic. Behind the senior leadership of guard Evan Scott, Marquette Catholic's been maintaining their command here in the third quarter. Scott misses the first. And he makes the second. 1 of 2 for Scott at the line. Rosenberger to the bench for Lucius Bear. Alvarado gets past Scott. Pulls it back to the half-court line, gets it to Bear. Dump off back to Alvarado. Almost lost the handle near the corner. Works it back. Shot clock at 12. South Tama's going to need to find a decent look here. A good defense by Marquette. It's going to be Davenport underneath. Can't get the shot to go. Kettman the rebound on the fast break. We'll just press it right up the middle of the lane, and we'll draw a foul. It's going to be on Pella Weiss. First personal for Weiss. 5th team foul for the Trojans. As Caden Kettman stepped to the line for 2, misses the first. Damian Benner will come in for Jeremy Dolash. And Kettman puts through 1 of 2. Bear getting it up the left side into the half-court set for South Tama. Steps back for a 3. That was Brinker to get a finger on it, I think. Travel called against Marquette Catholic on that loose ball exchange after the missed shot by Lucius Bear. Under a minute to go here in the third. South Tama looking to try and close this thing on top. And a foul called against Evan Scott. That'll be his 3rd. Some contact against Ivan Alvarado. Scott will go to the bench. Cannon Still will come in. And South Tama is going to take a timeout and talk things over. Trojans without Daniel Weiss tonight, dealing with an injury. They had hoped to get Wyatt Capeyu in as a transfer from Meskwaki Settlement. He is not available tonight. Looks to be coming back for the Friday game against Independence. And so, yeah, this team really has yet to kind of find their final or kind of permanent form, as Ivan Alvarado was out with some illness and had been a huge part of had been the leading scorer up to that point, and so missed the last 2 games of 2022. And now this game here, kind of a strange one with an unusual opponent on an unusual night early in the calendar year. And so hopefully with the WAMAC schedule coming soon, it's going to be a South Tama takes it out of bounds. Somebody must have, I didn't catch who it was there, must have stepped out of bounds on the inbound play. And so a turnover gives it back to Marquette with 31 seconds to go. Cannon Still with the ball. Roeder goes down low to Litterer. And Bear stepped out of bounds as he was trying to work against Brinker. Brinker to inbound, high pass to Roeder. And Roeder called for a push underneath. And so Roeder picks up foul number 2. Some late fouls here in the third quarter have put the team foul situation for Marquette up to 6. South Tama still with 5, so both kind of in a similar position here with the team foul situation. Inbound pass to Pella Weiss. Results in a foul. Isaac Brinker comes up with the foul, which will send Pella Weiss to the line. I believe this is going to be his first free throws of the season tonight. Not much of a contact player into the lane. Let's see how he is at the line. Weiss on a 1-and-1, no good. Roeder comes up with the loose ball. Has 18 seconds, plenty of time here for Marquette to set something up. Litterer down low to Brinker. Kind of gets stuffed by his own rim. Kettman goes up, finishes at the hoop for 2. Caden Kettman has had a nice second half here, and that will do it. So after a back and forth third quarter, it will be Marquette to kind of finish on top again, as they did at the end of the second. Came out hot to start the third, and now they lead here in the fourth to head to the fourth. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to Trojan Country.
Sharn Weber's in Toledo serves central and northeast Iowa with the latest in heating and cooling systems, water softeners, plumbing and electrical installation, as well as expert service and repair. As a family-owned hallmark business from the South Tama community, Sharn Weber's is proud to support Trojan spirit on the field, on the stage, on the court, or in the classroom. When the job needs done, call Sharn Weber's at 800-542-7980. As partners in the community, Salt Creek Wind Project is committed to supporting Tama County's growth in a way that benefits all residents. Construction on the project will bring hundreds of new opportunities for Tama County's workforce and will allow workers to gain valuable, transferable skills. Hundreds of millions of dollars in tax revenue generated by the project will help improve county services, such as schools, roads, and emergency response. And the clean, emission-free power generated will support a more reliable delivery system in the county and beyond. To learn more about Salt Creek Wind or to join our coalition of supporters, visit saltcreekwindproject.com.
Welcome back in live to the Round House. South Tama trailing by 11 as we start the fourth quarter against Marquette Catholic from Bellevue, Iowa, over on the Mississippi River in the Tri-Rivers East Conference. Trojans led for the bulk of the first half. A big scoring onslaught from Marquette Catholic came in the third to bring the lead to 12. South Tama got it back to within 2. Here's Evan Scott for a pull-up jumper off the front of the rim. Litterer the rebound. He goes up for the putback. Still a loose ball. Alvarado finally comes down with it. And South Tama will get their first look of the fourth quarter. The South Tama mounted a little bit of a comeback, but Marquette, despite some fouls, despite not some foul trouble, I wouldn't go that far to say it, but got into some foul situations late in the third. Here's pullback jumper, three-pointer by Rosenberger off the mark. Evan Scott the rebound. Sprinting up the sideline, Cannon Still three-pointer off the back of the rim. Scott the rebound, tracks it down. Nice offensive rebound there by Evan Scott, and the putback for 2. His jump shot has been on tonight. Evan Scott with 13 points. And Roeder is going to be called for his third personal. Sending Cade Rosenberger to the line, making his first. Rosenberger, an 81% free throw shooter coming into this one. One quarter to kind of South Tama to find a solution to this puzzle, as they're a much shorter lineup. And there's Aiden Clausen finishing a nice three-pass sequence up the court with a bucket at the hoop. Trojans trying to respond. Marquette bodies all over the paint. And South Tama left in the backcourt. Scott kicks it down low to Litterer, goes up and puts it in for 2. Jacob Litterer got some key time here tonight coming off the bench. Only has a few points, but has been important in some of these defensive moments. And Litterer will be whistled for his third personal now against Ivan Alvarado. Bonus shots the rest of the way for South Tama as Marquette now with 9 team fouls. Nobody into dire straits yet here with nobody more than 3 personal fouls on the Marquette roster as Ivan Alvarado puts through the first. He's had a lot of free throws tonight. Love the composure of the senior, though. Been very even-keeled, does not get out in front of himself too much. Makes the second. And some key free throws there from Ivan Alvarado. Long three-pointer. That's going to be a 4-point play for Cannon Still as he buried the 3 falling away and will go to the line to try and make it 4. He's got now 3 3-pointers on the night. Has been the sharpshooter for this Marquette team. South Tama's counterpart, Pella Weiss, has not been shooting in similar fashion. This is the free throw. Roeder tracks down the rebound. Loose ball picked up by Scott. Clausen, baseline shot, no good. Scramble for the rebound. Lucius Baer comes down with it. Well, comes down with it for a moment. And Evan Scott will pick up foul number 4. Might not at this stage with the 55-39 lead. That might be not a huge loss if he were to have to go to the bench. Baer at the line, misses the first. And in and out on the second. 0 for 2 for Baer at the line. Roeder the rebound. Still to Klein. Still draws double team. Gets it over to Roeder. Almost stripped away by Alvarado. Still dribbles it inside hard. Gets it over to Clausen. Clausen finishes at the hoop for 2 and a foul. I believe that's going to be Kingston Davenport. Called for the foul. He will go to the bench for Damian Benner. So Davenport with 3 personal. And Clausen puts in the and 1 bucket. He's got a quick 5 points in the second half now. Balanced scoring attack here for Marquette Catholic in this second half especially. Alvarado passed it away. Ball gets stripped away. Turnover, back to Marquette now. Roeder from the right side. Dumps it off to Litterer, back to Roeder, and at the hoop. Litterer drew the double team, and Roeder had the open look. Here comes Cade Rosenberger, sprinting as fast as he can. Can't finish at the hoop, though. And Benner will be called underneath the basket for the foul. And South Tama losing the thread here a little bit in the fourth as frustrations creeping into the kind of body language of this Trojans team as Rosenberger will go to the bench for Trey Etzen. Reminder, we'll have WAMAC Conference basketball action coming your way on Friday. South Tama boys will be home, girls will be away at Independence. Tune in for varsity action starting around 7 o'clock with the pregame. And we'll also say good luck to the wrestling team. They head to Solon for a double duel on Thursday. We will not have live coverage of that one. There's Fast break on the Marquette side. Kettman draws a foul on Damian Benner. Benner picks up foul number 3. Non-shooting foul, so Brinker will inbound from underneath. Roeder catches the inbound and will go to the line for 2 after drawing the foul on the inbound play. So Benner quickly racking up the Benner will go to the bench. Roeder at the line. Makes the first. And the second for Spencer Roeder is good. Bear working against Klein. Kicks it out to Edson. Back out to Alvarado. Alvarado, Dolash, and 3 players that haven't seen the court on a varsity on the varsity stage much yet. Turnover gives it back to Marquette Catholic. Kettman from well beyond the arc. Kicks it out to Roeder. Just over 3 minutes to go here as Marquette kind of pulling some time off the clock. Still passes into Brinker, into a triple team. We'll draw a foul, and we'll go to the line for 2. Trey Edson with the foul. And Brinker misses the first. And the second is good for Brinker. His first points of the night, but been very active in all other aspects of the game. John Ebersole checking in for the Trojans. And here's Alvarado. Has it stolen away by Brinker. And Brinker finishes at the hoop for 2. Caden Tim coming on for South Tama for Ivan Alvarado. And so second stringers all the way on here for the last 2.5 minutes or so. Next up for Marquette Catholic, they will host Easton Valley tomorrow night, and then we'll host Springville on Friday for their homecoming. Here's Edson dribbling it, kicks it out to Bear. Inside, no good on the shot. Got a kid and a number out there for South Tama. I'm not sure who that is. That's number 32. He's a JV player, I believe. And he makes the free throw. Lane violation there on the Second shot. 2:13 on the clock. South Tama trailing 64-40, though that would not tell the tale of this game, as South Tama had a lead maintained almost until the very end of the second quarter. Marquette came out hot in the third. A flurry of points kind of pushed the score out to 12. It was a 2-point game going into halftime. And then South Tama mounted a little bit of a comeback in the third. And Marquette responded, and here we are. Things kind of fell off. The wheels kind of fell off a little bit as shot clock violation. Brinker and Klein kind of leading this second unit for Marquette. Ball gets tipped out of bounds. Last touch by South Tama. Clausen, three-pointer, banks it in. Three-pointer by Bear, off the mark, not good. And Curtis Kiana will check in for the final minute of play for Lucius Bear. Last minute here. Marquette will go on to the win. Move to 9-0. South Tama will fall to 1-7. And a foul against number 35 will send Curtis Kiana to the line for, it's going to be 2 free throws as both teams are in the double bonus. Second shot for Kiana is good. Oh, I love to see it. And he's celebrating with the team. Curtis Kiana getting his probably first varsity point right there. And surrounded by his teammates. Love to see it. He's fired up. And it will be Marquette ball here with 38 seconds to go. And I think some of the Kiana families left for the night. Marsha's still here, but great moment there for young brother Curtis. There's John Ebersol floating one in from the baseline. Last 12 seconds here. Marquette will hold for the final possession. Final score at South Tama tonight. Marquette Catholic 67, South Tama 43. So next up, South Tama heads to Independence. It'll be the girls on the road, South Tama boys at home for a traditional Wamak Conference matchup on Friday. That'll be Friday, normal varsity schedule. So that will be varsity starting around 7:30. We'll have a pregame starting around 7. So make sure to tune in if you can't make it out to cheer on the Trojans. Come hang out with us here on Trojan Country. Good luck to the Marquette Catholic teams as they head into the rest of their season. And with that, we will say thanks to all of our sponsors as well for making these broadcasts possible. They include Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home, Salt Creek Wind, State Bank of Toledo, Sharn Weber's, Marquette Law, SNS Car Wash, Medicap Pharmacy, Iowa Premium, and Mercy Care Tama. Really do appreciate all of our local business and organizational support. And, of course, all of our Trojan Country broadcasts made possible by the Charlie Townsend Memorial. All right, with that, we're going to sign off for the night. Hope everybody had a great New Year's, and we've got a lot of basketball and wrestling action coming your way here in January and February. So tune into our Facebook and YouTube where you can find us, and we will see you next time. We'll say good night and go Trojans.